This week's edition of NJBIA is Minding Your Business is brought to you in part by AT&T, helping family, friends, and neighbors connect in meaningful ways every day. By PSE&G, powering a future where people use less energy that's cleaner, safer, and delivered more reliably than ever. By New Jersey's community colleges, aligning education to build an innovative workforce. Find out how your business can benefit at njpathways.org. And by New Jersey Business Magazine, providing critical information needs for New Jersey's business community for more than 67 years.
Welcome to NJBIA's Minding Your Business. I'm Bob Considine. Well, when it comes to creating the much-needed nexus between technology and community, AT&T is stepping up big time. The multinational telecom and technology company has partnered with community groups in the Raritan Bay area to open the first connected learning center in New Jersey, bringing digital learning resources to those in the area who need it the most. We recently spoke with AT&T Regional Vice President Jaci Kator and Raritan Bay Area YMCA President Steve Jobin about this unique effort to bridge the digital divide. Jaci and Steve, thank you so much for being here. Before we get into these connected learning centers, I did want to ask Steve about the Raritan Bay Area YMCA. How long has this been in existence? Since 1921, and what kind of services?
We actually, our building was constructed in Perth Amboy on Jefferson Street in 1912.
1912.
Okay. Yeah, so 1912 was the year that volunteers came together. They built the building. Mm-hmm. It was a rooming house upstairs, common area on the first floor, 3-lane pool in the basement, and was really a place for the community for many, many years. Yeah. In 1997, we had a tragic fire. The building burned to the ground. Wow. Our volunteers, thankfully nobody was injured, nobody was hurt.
Right.
And the volunteers at that point went into a partnership with the city to develop a new municipal complex, which incorporated recreation, municipal court, mm-hmm. fire department, police department as the Perth Amboy Public Safety Complex.
No kidding. Wow. It's an amazing facility. I've only seen video of it, but like when I look at YMCA's, I go to, my son goes to one, and they're all over the state, all over the country. I look at yours, I'm like, wow, that's a mean facility. That's a great facility.
It is. The health and wellness, obviously, for our city is great. We're really a destination center for swimming. And so we can be a teen center, we can be an aquatic center, mm-hmm. We can be a community center. And all those under one roof.
Right. All right. So, Jaci, the Connected Learning Center, this was made possible by a $50,000 contribution from AT&T to the Raritan Bay Area YMCA. But this is part of a larger mission for AT&T, correct?
Yes. AT&T has made a $5 billion commitment to help bridge the digital divide, right. To reach 25 million people by the year 2030. Wow. So it's an incredible endeavor. We really feel that people need to be connected to technology, to digital resources, digital literacy and learning. Mm-hmm. So we're proud to partner with great organizations such as the Raritan Area Bay Y mm-hmm. On that endeavor.
It's funny because when we talk about internet connectivity, I think people take for granted that everybody has it at this point, but that's not really the case, is it?
No, it's not the case at all. Mm-hmm. There are many people who don't have access to the internet, they don't have a laptop, they don't even know how to use email right. or create a resume.
Maybe even open a laptop too in some
correct.
Wow.
So our mission is to help millions of people throughout the country, billions of people, connect and be connected, to have the resources that they need for learning, for job improvements, things like that. Right.
Steve, do you understand, like, in your area, is this like a need? Is this a need that needs to be filled?
Yeah, we see it all the time. Mm-hmm. We're, through our child care centers, connecting with parents, sometimes very difficult. We see our students, parents learning systems, complicated systems of right. services and employment opportunities. So there's a lot of different initiatives for children, for adults, for seniors. Mm. There's a lot of populations. And we specifically entered into a partnership with AT&T, but also with the Perth Amboy Police Athletic League,
right,
which is kind of the host center for this, right in our downtown district.
I wanted to bring that up. So it's the PAL there, right? So,
Correct.
So how does it work? How does it, if they're going to host it, how are the people from the YMCA going to get to it, I guess?
So it's really open to the community. It's not specific to members of the Y or kids of the Y. It's really a community location. And that's why we have a close network of partners in Perth Amboy, and PAL is one of them. Yeah. And they had a great location. They lease space from a local church. And so they are able to really have an access center right around the school, right around the corner from middle school.
Right.
As well as right in our downtown district.
So it's in Madison Avenue, is that?
Madison Avenue.
Okay, and your facility is on New Brunswick Avenue?
New Brunswick Avenue, correct.
See how much I know about Perth Amboy? For AT&T, didn't they also contribute like 100 laptops to this as well?
Yeah, for the event that we had last week, we contributed 100 laptops to students that are in the Perth Amboy district.
Okay.
We had a fabulous event where the school superintendent came out, the mayor's office came out, police and fire, of course the YMCA.
Right.
So it was a wonderful event, and we surprised students with laptops.
No kidding.
So,
what was that like?
They were really excited. Yeah. That was a great early Christmas present for them.
Right. Can you speak, Jaci, to the importance? AT&T has always been, they do such great work in the community, but corporate stewardship, it's such a huge multinational company, but you are entrenched in the community.
Yeah, so not only do we invest in our network, which I think everyone is aware of because we are AT&T, we've invested $1.8 billion over a period of time from 2020 to 2024 just in New Jersey. But we believe in our employees, we invest in our employees, and we also invest in the community because we believe in our communities.
Right.
And the reason why we do it is really multi-pronged. First, it helps us as a company to help build the next generation of a future workforce that is tech ready and understands technology. But it's also being a good corporate citizen to improve the communities around us where our employees live and work.
Yeah.
So those are some of the reasons why we do it.
Yep, you're not only job creators, you're helping the community.
Yeah.
Great deal. Steve, how about in terms of kids? Like, what do you see? I don't know if it's just going to impact kids or it'll impact seniors too, right? I mean, this is for everyone.
It's for everyone. Okay. And the downtown district is, transportation is always a concern.
Yeah.
And connectivity and rental units and so forth, which is a big part of our residency, is that creates challenges, and it's just super important in today's day and age to be able to at least have some place to go.
Right.
And this is a new asset to our city that we really needed specifically in this area of town.
Can kids go after school there?
Correct.
Okay.
That's really the main goal.
Okay.
That afternoon, evening hour, critical time of the day for specifically the teenagers to have safe spaces to go to. Right. This is really a critical component. And I know we have the computers themselves, but we also have gaming systems. Right. We have projector systems, so we have a 3D printer. Yeah. So it's not just going on and internet searching, but they can now create projects and clubs around the center to really build out a more robust program. Yeah.
I'm actually thinking it'd be great just to get an early start on homework, in some cases.
AT&T works with the organizations to help design the learning centers, but we want it to be a center that is good for the community. So some have had gaming devices, like Steve said. Other organizations have had podcasting equipment or even music producing equipment.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it's really based off of what our partners want in their facility.
Right. Is there not a digital learning platform called the Achievery?
There is.
That's amazing.
AT&T has many resources online, so kids can do digital learning at home or even in these learning centers. But also we have partnered with great organizations such as the Library Association and PTA to have resources that they can teach toolkits, workshops, and different things at their own facilities.
I did a gander of the Achievery website. And the videos are amazing. I was like, I'm going to learn today, I mean, that some of this stuff might be for younger folks, but I'm like, this is very impressive.
Yeah, and what's great about the Connected Learning Center is that volunteers can go in and help students go through that curriculum.
That's awesome.
They can do mentoring there, but it's also for parents as well. If you need to create an email or a resume. Ironically, I was calling my son in sick recently, and you can't do it by calling a phone number anymore. It has to be done online. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, so the world is evolving, and there's so much that needs to be done on a computer, on a device, and we want to help bridge that gap.
Right. So Steve, as we've talked about AT&T, aren't they wonderful? I mean, what else are they doing for you guys?
Yeah, so about 3-4 years ago, we started working with AT&T specifically on our annual dinner to end homelessness in our town.
Wow.
Our organization has committed to this, and we work together with many partners, including the city and other nonprofits, to make sure that our homeless are protected and cared for. So generosity of AT&T over the past several years has really been really at the forefront of our work, and really has helped so many people really find placement in homes.
So when we talk about these connected learning centers, in closing, what would quantify success for this program for either of you? What do you think is going to make this a successful program?
So I think we're going to be able to get some, the stories in time of the success of whether the students are, applying to college, finding jobs, seniors, accessing benefits and so forth. All those programs and all those plans, I think in the future, we treasure those stories, and we really, it's important that we catalog them and really identify the specific needs of the individuals using it.
And Jaci, AT&T is going to, in 2026, will continue to work on this? Different places?
Yes. So this is the first Connected Learning Center that we opened in New Jersey, but it's our 79th across the country. Wow. And we have plans to open over 100 by the year end of 2027. Wow. So we're very committed to America in opening these Connected Learning Centers, and would love to continue the partnership with the Y, ensuring we have volunteers to help teach some of the curriculum and partnering together.
Well, I think what AT&T is doing on a national level and here in New Jersey is just tremendous. And I think folks, if they want to learn more about how they're helping community, AT&T is helping communities all over the place, you want to go to sustainability.att.com. And for the Raritan Bay Area YMCA, you're going to go to rbaymca.org. Steve, Jobin, Jaci, Kator, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, we'll be back right after these words.
Did you know you could save more than you think by installing motion sensors and automatic dimmers on lights you only use now and then? Plus, there are rebates for that. Believe it. For more, connect at bizsave.pseg.com, your trusted partner in energy efficiency.
Calm before the storm? No, thank you. This is Jim's time to shine. And Mike's. And Jennifer's. Helmets? Check. Drones? Check. Checking that thing we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here driving this thing. This is when we get to work. To keep you connected. No matter what. Connect before the storm. Change how we weather them. Connecting changes everything. AT&T.
Welcome back to NJBIA's Mind Your Business, where we turn our attention to the New Jersey Pathways to Career Opportunity Initiative. That's an important collaboration between NJBIA and New Jersey's community colleges to align education to build an innovative workforce. A newer project within NJ Pathways called the Essential Learning, General Education, and Career Readiness Collaborative offers students tools to go from classroom to career. And we recently spoke about it with Raritan Valley Community College Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Karen Bearce, and RVCC Associate Professor of English, Alexa Offenhauer. So Karen, the name of this initiative is called the Essential Learning, General Education, and Career Readiness Collaborative. So what are the goals here with it?
So I will say any student that goes to college has to take general education courses. And most of the time, students may say, hey, I know it's a general education course, but they don't understand how those courses connect to career readiness or career preparation or their lifelong learning. So the goal of this collaborative was to first work with faculty. Faculty had to be able to look at their courses and say, okay, where is the career readiness happening in these classes? Figure out how it aligns to those course experiences so that students, right, because it's ultimately about the students, so that they could say, when I'm sitting in this gen ed course, that I can see it, I can speak to it, so that when I'm working in industry, when I'm going out for that job interview, no matter what degree they had when they went to college, that they're ready and able to speak to the essential learning that happened through their courses.
Very good, very good. Alexa, I know one of the goals is kind of recognition of the skills that the students are learning. As a professor, how can a student acknowledge what they're learning here?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've really found is true throughout this work is that the students are getting the skills. They have always been getting the skills. Right. They don't necessarily know how to speak to the skills.
Okay, that's interesting.
So we started by putting it into our syllabus. But, we don't necessarily expect that the student is as familiar with the syllabus as we are. Yeah. So another thing that we've done is figure out how to put the language when we're talking about this is what you're doing for the next assignment. We now include, and this is why the assignment is shaped like this. This is why we're asking you to do this. Okay. It connects to these career readiness skills, and it helps them just kind of connect those dots.
Okay, so career readiness skills, essential skills, what exactly are we talking about as far as these skills?
Yeah, so the NACE, National Association of Colleges and Employers.
Right. Nice name.
I actually don't know the history of how they developed these 8 career competencies, but they're things like critical thinking, teamwork, communication, which is a big one as an English professor, professionalism. And they're really nice because they're specific enough to be meaningful. They have meaning, but they're broad enough to be widely applicable to all sorts of different ways that you can articulate or show that you've experienced, you've built these skills.
I gotcha. Karen, I know all these programs in New Jersey Pathways, they talk directly, the schools talk directly to business and industry. What were employers in industry telling you about what they can do to help with these kind of skills?
So I will say in the first 2 years of the pathway work with the council, no matter what community college we're talking with and no matter what industry partner, they talk about the technical skills that you need. But at the end of the day, they always come back and say, but can you teach them how to communicate? I have people that don't know how to change from the text messages they send to their parents to now writing a professional email to somebody out in the industry. Right. They will say things like, I really wish my employees would come to work on time with a work ethic, that they would demonstrate professional skills. Or they'll say things to us like, it's great that they have the tech skills, but can they think creatively? Can they think analytically? And I will say at the end of the day, my provost heart just beats strong because that is exactly what we teach every day in all of these classes. But it's kind of hidden to the students. Yeah. And so we were like, we can do better to be able to really help these students not only get the skills, but then speak to what our employers were saying. Right. Over and over again, give them those, I'm going to say what we used to call as soft skills that we're really trying to say, these are durable skills. These are the essential skills that are going to work not only when you're in college, but no matter how long you're in the industry, how long you're working, you're going to still need to be able to have those and they're going to stick with you for a long time.
Got it. So Alexa, one of the things that's most interesting about this collaborative is you're kind of teaching stuff that's already kind of known. You're shining a light on it better. Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the really important things to understand is that we didn't change the curriculum in order to do this. We simply reframed part of how we explain it to the students to give them a stronger sense of purpose. Right. So that when I'm asking them to essentially stay up until 1 a.m., a lot of our students have a job outside of school and they're juggling a lot of things. So when they have that sense of purpose of why an otherwise perhaps random essay assignment might be a meaningful thing to give time to, they have that language of critical thinking, communication, and how it's going to transfer and build their skills.
To me, it kind of comes back to adaptability by the end of the thing. Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you go with that a little bit? I mean, how important is
Absolutely.
adaptability to go out to college and be able to adapt?
I think adaptability is everything. We don't know what their work life is going to look like.
Right.
We don't know in 5, 10, 20 years when they're
Right.
still going to be in the labor market. So one of the things that we really have learned to do with this work is, well, with writing specifically, for the students to think more about their audience and their purpose. So not just I have a teacher and I want to get an A,
Right.
but I have a purpose. I have a thing I want to say. I have an audience I'm saying it to. And that's exactly what I think is meant by durable skills. You're always going to have an audience. You're always going to have a purpose. It's going to change and we can't predict it. But if you have a sense of how to shape for those things, you're going to be able to adapt to whatever the needs become.
And Karen, when we talk about these types of skills, these career readiness skills, sometimes I think there's a natural gravitation to think, oh, this is about technical skills or workforce skills. But really, this is general education, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about those courses that you took in college that probably all of you remember, like, why did I have to take this class? So it is your social science classes like psychology and sociology and anthropology. It's humanities classes like English, religion, philosophy. Philosophy, that's the one we hear a lot. Like, really, do I have to take a philosophy
Who's
course?
Kant?
Right. It's also your sciences. It is your math classes. It is those cultural awareness classes. So students go through and often they will say, well, I have to take them to graduate. And what we're really saying is, no, those are the essential places that you're picking up these skills. And they complement the welding courses. They complement the business courses. So they're embedded in every degree.
I think that's a key word. Embedded.
Right? They are just embedded in the degree. And so when a student goes in and says, I want to do, let's pick one, business administration, they're really excited about their business classes and they get key technical skills in business that are supported, that are reinforced or only provided in the general education skills. And I guarantee every employer wants somebody not only that can speak the business talk, but has those other skills like ethical reasoning, knowing when you should do something and when you shouldn't.
I'm sure. No, I think that's a great point. And Alexa, I was thinking about, how is this kind of carried out with the faculty? How is this set up with the faculty?
So one of the fun things about the way that this initiative has gone is that we've kind of gotten to decide how we want to do it. And I think across the different colleges, there's been a lot of overlap in what makes sense. But we've been able to shape it for what works with our college, our students, or even within our own departments and our disciplines.
Okay.
So I said earlier, we put some syllabus statements in there, and nobody really expects that to be the be all end all. So one of the really specific things that I've done in my classes is in my assignment sheets, I actually begin them before we even get to the task that I'm asking them to do. They start with a purpose. What is the purpose? And there is an academic purpose that I'll state, but then I'll also loop in those career skills, essential skills, durable skills, whatever we might want to call them. And I just a sentence or two about here's how this links up to what you're going to be, to what this assignment is going to be giving you in terms of those skills that go beyond this specific reading that I'm asking you to have an opinion about.
Gotcha. So when was this launched at RVCC? Was it about a year ago almost?
About a year ago.
Okay. So Alexa, I'll put it to you. Have there been, is it too soon to ask if there's been any real life examples of how this has actually taken root or helped?
So I love that question.
Okay.
One of the things, there's two things really that come to mind. One is as a writing teacher, when people hear I'm an English professor, they say, oh, I better watch my grammar in front of you. Or the students think they're learning the correct way to write. And I have always tried to emphasize that there's not a correct way to write. Writing is process oriented. It's very individualized. Again, it's very contextual to your audience and your purpose. But I would get end of the year comments from students that said, oh, Professor O taught me the right way to write an essay. And I would think, oh, they didn't hear that part. And so now already in their end of semester reflections that they write about the skills that they've learned, what I'm hearing is I've learned how to revise. I've learned how to think about what I want to say. I've learned how to consider my audience. And so they're already connecting those dots.
Right.
The other thing that comes to mind is for years now, we have a career services department, or whatever it's called. we have a career services department.
Sure.
And the career services person, her name is Carrie at RV. Every semester she emails us as the faculty and she says, if you'd like me to come in and do a little quick presentation, I can do that. And I always say yes. And she always comes in and the students listen very politely and she does a great job. And then she leaves. And it's a little bit like before, it was a little bit like, okay, where did that come from?
Right.
And now it's feeding into language we're already using. And so she's repeating things that I've already said, and then they hopefully go and see her and they get an even deeper dive one-on-one. But it really helps to connect all of that for the students rather than be so abstract.
As we talk about this is a great initiative with RVCC right in the middle, but there are like 14 other community colleges that are involved in this. We'll put it up on the screen here. Karen, how will employers know that a student truly has these transferable skills?
So, I mean, Alexa did a great job talking about what's happening at the syllabus and the course level. Working with career centers, we have students that are now taking that and putting it onto their resumes so that when they're going for that job, it is showing that they now have these career competencies. Some schools, Raritan Valley is one of them, that's looking to create a student success transcript. So not only would it show I have English and history and welding classes, but now I have these experiences that really speak to the career competencies. What's really exciting for the collaborative is we are in partnership to develop micro badges, micro credentials. So if you've been on LinkedIn recently, you'll see those little badges that you could be scanning through, and employers and industry partners could be saying, does somebody have professionalism? Well, here's an industry valued badge that we as the 14 colleges are developing. We don't have it built yet, but it is coming, because that's ultimately we want to make sure that our employers, they're getting what they need and they can quickly see that it's students coming from our community colleges that are ready to enter the workforce.
As you were talking about this, I was wondering if students actually would understand that this is a good thing to have that on your LinkedIn profile. They get it?
I will say, I mean, that's a critical part of the work we're doing. College historically was the place to go just to learn, but we're really reinforcing that, yes, it's about learning, but it's also about becoming career ready. And so they learn about their LinkedIn profile from the jump. That's embedded from one of their very first classes. So this will be yet another thing to demonstrate how they're ready for the workforce.
All right. So in closing, I'll start with you, Alexa. What's the one thing you want students and the public to understand about general education and this career readiness?
So in my dream world, students, yes, we know they're coming. If you ask them why they're in college, they'll almost always say to get a well-paying job. And they're investing a lot of time and a lot of money. Plug community colleges, very good deal, but still a big investment. And what I would want them to know is they are going to get the skills they need. So give yourself permission to take the courses that seem interesting. Give yourself permission to major in the thing that you really want to major in, because you're going to get the skills. You're going to get those durable skills regardless. If you love that art history class, let yourself love it. Enjoy it. You're also building the skills that you need at the same time. And we're going to help give you the language to make those connections for your employers.
What about you, Karen?
As a provost, one of the most critical things that I want everybody to know is that those core courses that you took and that you will continue to take ultimately matter, that they are the places where you learn, where you practice, where you reinforce those lifelong learning skills that you're going to carry with you forever. They are durable. And so while you're questioning whether or not you should take that philosophy course or art history course or psychology course, don't question it. General education is here to stay, and it's a critical part of our workforce. And if that's what we can remember, I will be a very happy provost.
Well said, and it's been great information. If you want to learn more about the Essential Learning, General Education, and Career Readiness Collaborative, you can go to njpathways.org. Karen Bearce, Alexa Offenhauer, Raritan Valley Community College, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on NJBIA's Minding Your Business. See you next time.